What do you think, Logs? Do a little 250 testing?
Yeah, big 250 guy.
Yeah, I heard Australia needs a 250 guy. Ride it. See if I'm ready.
What are you doing today?
We're just gonna do a little mapping, Chad, from XPR. Was on the East Coast, so our rider's down and out, so now the test rider steps in. Yeah, no, Tate's bike, I hadn't really spent any time on it or rode it too much, so see if we can dial it in a little bit. Because when he comes back, for the most part, we'll transition and ride some Supercross. So get the bike ready for that, which I'm not gonna ride Supercross today. But
have you ever rode a 250 on Supercross?
Yes, 2002, I was 125/250 East Coast champion.
You rode a 125 though?
No, I didn't ride a 125.
Really?
No, I rode 250F.
Oh.
Let me tell you, 250Fs were very, very scary back then. Carbureted bikes these days compared to what they were. Wow. Everything's, since fuel injection has been quite nice. Carbureted versions of 4-strokes were not my favorite. They were okay, but I'm starting to think that all things carbureted are not my favorite anymore. It's funny, everyone always thought, you're on a 250, you're on the cheetah bike, but it was a different beast. Yeah, I have a bike at Mountain. I had my championship bike.
I always thought it was 125 all along.
You did?
Yeah. I never looked at it.
Yeah, it hasn't ran. I've never started it since I got it in 02. So maybe we have to do a carb clean and fire that thing up.
That'd be pretty cool.
Show Tate how lucky he is.
You trust the test rider today?
I'm annoyed. I'm not testing.
Gotta go clean out the cobweb.
It's pretty brutal when someone fills your seat right away. Like, ouch.
Gate drops every Saturday night, whether you're there or not. Obviously you know, like I'm jumping on Tate's bike. Like it's not like jumping on the club bike that's a pro bike, that maybe the suspension isn't perfectly to my liking, but at least it's a similar size rider, so it's kind of funny that it's not that it's soft, but it's well balanced. It's interesting, like just has such a different feel than what my bike has, obviously. That's harder to get used to than the 250. And it's wet, so you kind of like, sometimes you don't know if it's suspension or is it because it's wet.
For the mapping, chasing humidity?
I wouldn't say we're chasing humidity. We're more just the East Coast is unique and different, kind of compensate for what the area is out here and the humidity, and see kind of if that makes a performance gain, let's call it. It's always exciting when you get to test, and especially for your kid. Like that's probably the biggest thing is like it's always cool to do it for teams and riders, but to be able to contribute to your own kid at a high level is pretty fun too. So hopefully when he comes back stronger. He might be able to hold on to it.
He's running pretty terrible for riding on my bike. He should be going a lot faster, but I won't judge.
All right. Tell us how you really feel.
What do you mean? That's how I feel.
Motorsports, we don't just sell power sports, we sell opportunities for adventure. Mountain Motorsports operates 10 dealerships across Georgia, Tennessee, and Alabama with tons of in-stock inventory of motorcycles, ATVs, side-by-sides, watercraft, and more. It's our mission to help you find and customize the perfect machine for you and your riding style. Not only are we committed to getting you on the perfect machine, but with over 200 years of combined experience in our service departments, we also support you through every step of your adventure ahead. Together, we make the road less traveled the most thrilling adventure of your life.
So like it feels like almost in there's like bottom, mid, top if you separate them out. Yep. It's almost like it feels like between bottom and mid and then middle to, let's say, top, there's like little holes, gaps almost. Like it feels like your initial throttle, you're like, okay, we're good. But then it kind of lacks excitement or connecting. The connection that you have isn't met with what I feel should be power. Like sometimes when you go rah, it goes rah, but then it doesn't, like there's nothing in the middle part. Now we're starting to touch where like the bike starts to come alive. Right. You start to feel it through that part where I feel like it drops off between middle and like let's say bottom and mid. That area helps a lot. The next step would be, of course, more until you see where if it's good or bad. But it needs that same feeling. Like I would say that it helped. Like that was a noticeable change from like bottom to mid. Top. So maybe, but not game changer.
The acceleration looked quite a bit better that time.
It's the first time that it was like, okay, now I got some acceleration.
Yeah.
Like even like you can start to now play with it.
Right.
And like you don't, like before, even when I wanted to shift third in the air and then I go back to the, like if I landed in third, like third wanted to just fall on its face. Now it holds its own. In my opinion, like that's the first one that's like, there it is kind of thing, how it was. Like better but not, like kind of hit something but enough to feel that it was different but not necessarily.
It's got to be just higher.
Possibly, yeah.
Yeah, it has to be.
Yeah, especially when you're coming out of the turns, like you have a pretty good connection and when you go back to it, it could just be
Fighting yourself.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, worst case, if it doesn't work, we'll go lower. Yeah, I don't even know how to put it into words, but like the feeling that you have of like you're improving your kid's bike and helping him. Maybe he rides it and hates it. It's easier to ride. It's more enjoyable to ride. Everything's kind of like more where it should be. Makes it, yeah, in general, it just makes it easier to ride, makes it more enjoyable to ride. For him, like knowing his riding style, it would really surprise me that he didn't like it or feel a difference, because he's not a big grab handfuls and a big rever, and so kind of in a lot of ways, for good or bad, he rides similar to me, which makes it easier for me to be relevant for him testing wise, as long as I can stay relevant to that and keep that feeling so that I could contribute to him is really a fun thing for me as a dad. A lot of teams I've been on, I've won a lot of races after I've left, so I feel like I leave something good behind. Kawasaki, I left. RV went on a tear. I went to Suzuki. Dungey won the year after, so it's pretty consistent. Yeah, but the funny thing is everyone thinks that like, like Tate has the cheat codes, and it's like from the riding and the information you can overload them, But like for me, my kid will never ride a shitty bike. Like a lot of people are like, like make him earn it. He won't earn it. He'll just always have the good stuff, and he'll just have to learn how to ride the good stuff. Because for me, it's like, as a dad, knowing what I've been through and how scary and dangerous Moto can be, I don't need him on some bike. Kids that he's racing, yes, they'll have a better bike than you. It is what it is.
It's our life work, okay? It's our life's work.
This is for my well-being, not his. I can sleep better at night knowing that my kid has good stuff.
Once you know better, you do better, and that's just it. Level up. Right, Logan?
Level up.
Every time. Once you know better, you do better. You don't know any better, you just where you're at. Once you know,
You know.
yeah.
He can relax, he can roll off the